Okay, we're ready to go.
Welcome to the Tuesday, August 25th, 2020 Montgomery County Commission meeting. This meeting is being conducted by video conference via zoom.us due to the COVID-19 pandemic. This meeting is being live streamed on the county's Facebook page at Montgomery County and will be available on the local public access television, DATV, and will be posted on the county's website at www.mcohio.org per guidelines approved by House Bill 197. Madam Clerk?
Commissioner Rice,
Here.
Commissioner Lieberman,
Here.
Commissioner Dodge.
Here. Before we get started, I wanted to read a proclamation, and I think that we're all going to be very impressed with this. Whereas the United States will mark the 100th anniversary of the ratification of the 19th Amendment to the United States Constitution, which secured women's constitutional right to vote on August 26, 2020, and whereas women in Ohio had organized some of the earliest women's rights convention in 1850 and 1851. On June 16, 1919, the state of Ohio was the fourth of 36 states needed to ratify the 19th Amendment. And whereas Tennessee became the last state needed to ratify the 19th Amendment on August 18, 1920, and 8 days later, it was federally ratified and part of the U.S. Constitution, forever protecting American women's right to vote. And whereas it should be noted that the ratification of the 19th Amendment did not guarantee suffrage for all women. Native Americans did not gain the right to vote until they were granted U.S. citizenship in 1924. Asian and Pacific Islander Americans did not gain the right to vote until 1952. And African American and Latin Americans experienced voter suppression tactics that disenfranchised them until the passage of the Voting Rights Act of 1965. Whereas the bold, courageous, and powerful women who fought for the ratification of the 19th Amendment deserve special celebration by Montgomery County, especially during their centennial anniversary. Now, therefore, be it resolved that the Board of County Commissioners of Montgomery County, Ohio, does hereby recognize the role of the 19th Amendment to the United States Constitution has played in advancing the rights of all women and recognizes August 2020 as the centennial celebration of its ratification. Signed by myself, Debbie Lieberman, and Carolyn Rice. Yes, applause. Thank you. I'm surprised about those dates, aren't you? All those dates took all this time. Unbelievable. Unbelievable. Okay, county engineer. That's a hard act to follow there, Paul.
Yes, it is. Well, we'll try. Good afternoon, commissioners, administrator, ladies and gentlemen. We have two resolutions today. The first is Resolution 20-1099 to declare the official intent and reasonable expectation of Montgomery County on behalf of the state of Ohio to reimburse its OPWC, Ohio Public Works Commission, fund for the Alex Bell Road Bridge Reconstruction Project, Washington Township, with the proceeds of tax-exempt debt of the state of Ohio. 1100 is to amend the agreement with Eagle Bridge Company for the Kiwi Street Bridge Replacement Project in the city of Dayton and Harrison Township by extending the date through December 31st of 2020.
I move to approve.
Second.
All those in favor? Aye.
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 Treasurer's office.
Thank you, commissioners. Under the Treasurer's Office, we have Resolution 1101, authorizing an agreement with U.S. Bank for banking services for various departments for a one-year term.
I move for approval.
I second.
All those in favor? Aye.
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 Monday Community Correctional Institution.
Under Monday Community Correctional Institution, we have Resolution 1102, submit a grant application to the Ohio Board of Regents for funds being made available under the Aspire Education Program, formerly ABLE, in an amount not to exceed $35,000.
I move to approve.
Second.
All those in favor? Aye.
Aye.
Administrative Services.
Under the county administrator, we have review of the agenda and calendar items. Under the clerk's office, approval of the minutes of the meetings on August 18th, 2020. Resolution 1103, approval of bills, and that list is available in the clerk's office.
I move for approval.
I second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Did I say Administrative Services
You
already?
did, but
But I made the mistake.
yeah,
It's a
so
small
we did an administrator.
Okay, all right.
I'm ready now.
Okay, thank you.
Good afternoon, Commissioners. We have 6 resolutions today and a couple late items. The first resolution is 1104. This is the approval of personnel actions. This list is available in the clerk's office. The next is 1105. This authorizes a sublease agreement with Greater Dayton IT Alliance, doing business as Technology First, for the leasing of 220.8 square feet of office space at the Business Solutions Center in the amount of $3,011.71 through August 31st of 2021, with options to renew. 1106 solicits bids for the Montgomery County Jail Security Infrastructure Improvement Project at an estimated cost of $368,337. 1107 requests proposals for low-pressure cargo tank training for the Office of Emergency Management. The next 2 resolutions authorize purchases. The first is 1108 with ABS Money Systems Incorporated for a teller cash recycling machine for the Treasurer's Office in an amount not to exceed $79,133. And 1109 is with Dell Marketing LP for Microsoft Exchange Server Enterprise Software and licenses for the data processing department in an amount not to exceed $233,059.65 through December 31st of 2020. For late items, the first is 1149. This authorizes the purchase of a mobile veterinary clinic from LaVoit Specialty Vehicles for the Animal Resource Center in an amount not to exceed $279,191. And 1150 authorizes a change order with Perkins Carmack Construction LLC, general contractor, for the Rybold Building 5th floor renovation project by extending the term through December 31st of 2020.
I move for approval.
Second.
All those in favor? Aye.
Aye.
OMB. It's either Michael or John. OMB.
John, I guess.
John's here.
Sorry about that. I was on mute.
Okay, that's okay.
Office of Management Budget has 4 resolutions for your consideration this afternoon. 1110 to authorize appropriation amendments. 1111 authorizing additional appropriations. And 1112 authorizing cash transfers. And 1113 to authorize appropriation decreases.
Move for approval.
I second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Human Services.
Good afternoon. Under Human Services Planning and Development, Resolution 1114 will accept 2 grants from the Ohio Development Services Agency to provide assistance for households at risk or experiencing homelessness in the amount of $342,900. Then under the Department of Job and Family Services, Resolution 1115 will authorize an agreement with Osterland Services for Youth Incorporated for substitute care services through March 31st of 2022. And 1116 will amend the agreement with United Way of the Greater Dayton area for after-hours HelpLink 211 phone services by modifying Article 5 and decreasing the amount by $959 for a revised total not to exceed $6,538 through December 31st of 2020.
I move to approve.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Business Services.
Good afternoon, Commissioners. We have several resolutions today. 1117, amending the agreement with Dayton Area Chamber of Commerce, Education and Public Improvement Foundation Minority Business Partnership by amending the completion date to December 30th, 2020. 1118, authorizing small business assistant grant agreements with various local businesses through December 30th, 2020. We have 3, authorizing the creation of various CARES Act grant programs through the Office of CARES Act through November 30th, 2020. 1119 is CARES Healthcare Grant Program. 1120 is CARES Daycare and Preschool Grant Program. 1121 CARES Agricultural Grant Program. And under Community and Economic Development, authorizing delegation of activities agreements. 1122 Perry Township for the Township Building ADA Handicap Improvement Project, an amount not to exceed $59,500 of Community Development Block Grant funds through March 31st, 2021. And 1123 Village of Verona for the Verona Main Street Reconstruction Phase 2 project, an amount not to exceed $80,000 of Community Development Block Grant funds through January 15th, 2021.
Move for approval.
I second.
All those in favor? Aye.
Aye. Judy, just a moment. I want to say something.
Sure.
Yes, Verona is in Montgomery County. At least half of Verona is, correct? That, I always forget that Verona's in our county. And the other thing I wanted to say is I'm so happy to see these additional CARES programs that we're going to do. And I know we're going to talk more about them, but we're really trying to cover, all the different sectors that have been affected by COVID. And so I'm really happy to see those three coming on board as well. Next month, right, Michael?
Absolutely. You're absolutely right, Debbie. And the guidance that we got from Treasury gave us certain sectors that we could actually participate in. And these are one of the three. So you hit it right on the head. We're trying to make sure that we cover all the bases throughout the county as a whole, not just in pocketed areas, but we're trying to blanket the whole county.
And also too, this money ends here, and so we only have about 4 months left. So I think once we get rolling on this, we're really going to have to push this out to get our citizens in our county here to understand to get applying for these grants.
That's right, Judy.
So, okay. Soil and Water Conservation District.
Good afternoon, Commissioners, everyone. We have our annual approval of our schedule of ditch maintenance assessments, and today these are the 2020 schedule. We have 25 altogether. Resolution 20-1121 is the Butternut Volunteer Drainage Project, which is in Clay Township in the amount of $3,996. 1125 is Chimney Springs Group Drainage Project, Miami Township, in the amount of $3,020. 1126 is the Dotson Road Group Drainage Project in Clay Township in the amount of $3,589.85. 1127 is the Hardin West Group Drainage Project in Perry Township in the amount of $2,671.51. 1128 is the Horning Group Drainage Project in Perry Township in the amount of $6,652.26. 1129 is the Kingland Drive Volunteer Group Drainage Project in Butler Township in the amount of $110. 1130 is the Kingery Main and East Group Drainage Project in Perry Township in the amount of $6,650. 1131 is the Kingery North Group Drainage Project in Perry Township in the amount of $2,500. 1132 is the Little Farms Group Drainage Project in Perry Township in the amount of $3,515. 1133 is the Manning Road Group Drainage Project in German, Jackson, and Jefferson Townships in the amount of $1,300. 1134 is the Marshall Sweet Potato Group Drainage Project, Clay Township, in the amount of $6,500. 1135 is the Pleasant Plain Group Drainage Project in Clay Township in the amount of $2,967.14. 1136 is the Schaefer Carr Group Drainage Project in Clay Township in the amount of $1,993.03. 1137 is the Spring Run West Group Drainage Project, City of Trotwood and Jefferson Township in the amount of $3,995.36. 1138 is the Strunks Group Drainage Project, Clay Township, in the amount of $8,300.48. 1139 is Swamp Creek Group Drainage Project in Clay Township in the amount of $11,383.03. 1140 is the Tom Renz Group Drainage Project, Clay and Perry Townships, in the amount of $8,750. 1141 is the Tom's Run West Group Drainage Project in Clay Township in the amount of $2,670.80. 1142 is the Villages of Miami Group Drainage Project in Miami Township in the amount of $4,480. 1143 is the Waitman North Group Drainage Project, Clay Township, in the amount of $306.69. 1144 is the West Arlington Volunteer Drainage Project in Clay Township in the amount of $240. 1145 is the Wolf Creek Drainage Project, Clay Township, in the amount of $4,900. 1146 is the Wolf Creek North Tile Group Drainage Project, Clay Township, in the amount of $150. 1147 is the Wolf Creek North Volunteer Waterway Project, Clay Township, in the amount of $850.80. And 1148 is the Wysong Group Drainage Project in Perry Township in the amount of $5,971.
I move for approval.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Okay. Comments by County Administrator.
Thank you, Commissioners. Commissioners, a few months ago, you passed a resolution that declared essentially racism a public health crisis. And different than probably all the other resolutions that we've seen across the country, the resolution that we committed to created a list of actionable items to assist in moving the community forward in a very positive way. Really to address some of the inequity and some of the imbalance that we've seen in different communities, and in an effort to make communities more equitable across Montgomery County. And I commend you for doing that. Now that we have the ability to utilize some additional funding to improve the lives of all of our citizens, last week we kicked off the strategic planning efforts around this to maintain targeted investments in services and resources across the community, but also to make good on the promise of that resolution. Jerry Pegues and her team have identified areas across the administration where we will all participate in achieving the objectives and goals in your resolution. So I would like to thank Jerry and the team at the Human Services Planning and Development organization or department of our county for working to move the needle on this most important issues. We will present to the commission in late October a update on where we are on the prongs that are in that resolution. So thank you, commissioners, for having actionable items, for having a resolution that has some teeth in it, and also allowing us to work with the community to try to move the needle forward on these areas. Thank you.
Well, Michael, I know we really appreciate your leadership in this effort. And I know that the team is going to come together to ensure that these conversations spark meaningful change in our community. And I know that I'm sure my fellow commissioners and I, we are so committed to making significant financial and brick and mortar investments in historically underserved communities. We want to lead the way, but we also hope our efforts will be followed by additional investments from other partners and the private sector. We all have to work together to bring about lasting change. So thank you again, Michael.
Thank you.
Commissioners.
Okay, this is just the
Well
beginning.
said, Judy.
My turn?
Yep.
Okay. Well, I'm going to switch subjects a little bit. And believe it or not, the 2020 census count will be ending on September 30th. And that is right around the corner. And the stats we got is that Montgomery County overall is at 67% response rate. Yikes. Only another month to go. So it is a huge top priority for all of us to get this response rate as high as we possibly can. Each response, and I know we've said this before, but obviously we've got what, 33%, a third of the people not yet, in the count, and each response can mean $18,000 in federal funds for our communities, for things like our schools, our hospitals, food assistance, all these things that are always important, but ever more important during this COVID period. So the demand for these is high. So we want to make sure that we get our count up so that we get the monies that we need to deliver these services. And it also, the census determines our representation in Congress. Also very important that our voice is adequately represented. And if we don't get it right, we have to wait 10 more years to ensure that people in our community are counted. So let's not take a chance. Let's get this number up as high as we possibly can. And I know I took it right away. It took less than 10 minutes. It was very easy, nothing to be afraid of. If you have questions, I'm sure there's lots of information about that. But you can go online to www.my2020census.gov. I'll say that again, www.my2020 census, census.gov, or you can call 844-330-2020. So please help spread the word. Anyone watching this, if you work in some place, ask people if they've done it. I know that you were in a parade this past weekend that went out to the areas that are undercounted, they believe. And so we're doing everything we can to bring attention to this. We say it over and over, it doesn't take long, nothing to be afraid of, and getting it right really, really matters.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you're right, Carolyn. And we were able to go on the caravan with RTA buses and
Fire
trucks and police and
Draw attention, right?
Yeah, to get the awareness out. People came out of their houses, but the 60, I think Dayton's at 60 something percent. I mean, we've got to get that number up, because one of the things you mentioned, the Congress. So 10 years ago, we lost a congressional, we lost one right here in our area, a congressman. And, we certainly don't want to see our representation ameliorated anymore. Fortunately, we do have the same congressperson over right pat as our county, but, if we lose much more population, it could affect us all, not just the monetary part, but our representation. And so this is so important that every person gets, and you don't have to have a computer to do it. You can go, well, you can go to a library, but you can, there are so many other ways to do it, and look for more people to be out going door to door as well on this. So we got to get everybody in our county counted.
Yep.
Okay, and then I kind of mentioned it before, but just a little bit more detail about the resolution that we approved today around the CARES Act grants, our next set of grants. So as we said, those will fund agricultural business, healthcare providers, and daycare and preschool organizations. All three are very important. I think that the daycare, to me right now, it's almost like a crisis. So let's make sure that if anybody's out there listening, that your daycare is getting, involved with this. We're going to be able to do $5 million that we've allocated for agricultural, and each of those grants could be up to $100,000. For daycare, preschool, we're allocating $5 million, and those grants will be up to $30,000 each. And then with healthcare, we've allocated $10 million, and those grants will be $3 million. So the details are still in the works, as we said earlier, but by mid-September we'll know, and we'll roll that out. But what you can do, if anybody would like, you can go ahead and enroll on our website, and then we'll send, our CARES office will send out more information. So get enrolled in, and remember all of our other programs too. As Judy said earlier, you know, we've only got so much time to get this out unless Congress changes, and it doesn't look like that may happen. So let's everybody tell your neighbors, tell your friends, tell your family. These are grants that are out there to help sustain our community. So it's very important.
Yep. And if we don't spend it, it goes right back to the federal government. So it's
It's
critical.
our money.
It's our money. Okay. Our next commission meeting will be, I can't believe I'm saying this, Tuesday, September the 1st.
Wow.
Okay.
I move for adjournment.
Okay. All those in favor?
Aye. Have a great day.
Thanks. You too.
Thank